Good evening, everyone. Gunneroo here. Just to talk about the fallout from Arsenal's draw against Crystal Palace. I know it's been a bit delayed, but I just wanted to talk about a few key points. First of all, the game, because that's what football's about, really. Heard a lot of people say that before the game, after the game, everyone's fighting at the stadium, saying Unai Emery out, Unai Emery in, and it's all happening all over again. Just reminds me of the Wenger era, and we don't want that. With football, you want to be all enthusiastic about the game, understandable, but you don't want to be fighting with fans. The reason why you're fans of a football club is so you can all unite and you've all got that invested interest into the club, and that's what brings you together. So why are people having punch-ons? Why are people fighting Unai Emery in, Unai Emery out? It's just not right. And so I want to first of all, I don't want to promote any of that, and I want to talk about the football. And in terms of the game, it was a poor game. We were switched on for the first 30 minutes. I thought it was going to be a shellacking. I actually did, to be honest. I thought once we were two goals up in like the first 10 minutes, that would go on with the game. But once Zaha had that penalty, or once he Chambers committed the foul on Zaha, we don't have that inner mental strength. We just capitulated straight away. Ever since then, after that 30th minute, we don't have the strength to fight back. We don't have the strength to come back from that decision, and we just give up. We're soft inside. As much as people say it, as much as Evra comes out and says that, we actually are soft inside, and it's something that needs to change and hasn't changed, and it's been like that since the past 10 years, and it's not good enough. So yeah, I also want to talk about VAR. I think it's a joke. Imagine people in the stadium. You know, we get the privilege of watching replays, whatever. If you're sitting there in the stadium waiting, what, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes for them to make the decision, and you're the ticket holders, football should be backing those ticket holders in. They should be the number one priority. So why are you it's absolutely ridiculous. And then in terms of the decision against Socrates to disallow that goal, absolute joke. Absolute joke. They pick and choose when they want to decide things, when they want to review things. Socrates at Sheffield United, he had his shirt pulled when he was going in for the header. Why didn't they review that for a penalty? That could have sent us 1-0 up, and we potentially could have won that game, because then they would have had to attack for the game and not sit back, and then they could have opened up and we could have won 2-3-0. So what's that? We dropped 3 points there, so that's potentially 3 points we could have had. Plus this game again, Socrates goal disallowed, which is another 2 points. So we could have had 5 points in a week, but VAR cost us. It's absolutely ridiculous, and they need to address the way they manage it. VAR should be for definitive decisions. It should be offsides, handballs. That's it. You can't look at plays 2, 3, 4 before the actual incident that occurs. It's just not right. So that's something that needs to be addressed. And apparently, Arsenal Football Club, our directors, our board will be ripping into the EPL for that, and we'll be questioning their decisions. And I'm hoping in the future we get better decisions given our way rather than the opposite. Seems like they're out to get Arsenal in terms of VAR. But what we're all here for, to talk about Xhaka. I think the way we lined up, I think it was good. I like the lineup. This is the team that everyone wanted to see. We've been calling for Tini to start. Tini start. We've been calling for Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette. They all started. We set up as sort of a 4-4-2. So we had Guendouzi and Xhaka, his midfielders, and then we had Pepe on the right, Ceballos on the left, and then Aubameyang and Lacazette up front. So that was a good formation, and it worked out well. So the reason Xhaka got substituted, it was a tactical decision. It wasn't any hate. He wasn't playing poorly. It made the most sense in terms of the game. We're going for the win. It made complete sense to take him off and put a winger on. So yeah. But in terms of the way the fans reacted to that, ironically cheering, it's happened before, and it's not right, especially club captain. There's so many other ways you can rip into the bloke. You got social media, you got Twitter, you got fan cams after the game. But when the player's on the pitch, you back them in. Even if they're getting substitute, you back them in. You don't even need to applaud him. You don't even need to boo him. You don't even need to do anything. Just maybe a quiet clap. That's it. Whatever. Just rip into him after the game. It's not like he played that poorly. You're only doing that because he's a scapegoat. He's become like Mustafi in a way, and it's something that it's really hard to come back from. And that's what I think the downfall of social media is. Once you become that scapegoat, once you become targeted in a way. Even if you have a good performance, people are not going to compliment you, and I think it's wrong in a way, and it's very, very, very difficult to come back from that. But the way Xhaka reacted, piss poor, absolute piss poor. As a leader, as a captain, as a human being, as an adult, as an international football player, you're getting paid to go on the pitch and you're spitting the dummy like that. What did he do? He threw his armband to Bamiyang, who was shaking his head actually when he did that, and walking off the field so slow. If we're in a game 2-2, understandable, whatever. Like, run off the pitch, whatever, cop the booze, whatever, deal with it later. But you don't walk off the pitch, waste time, and provoke the fans. That's the thing. He provoked the fans, and you can't be doing that. Cupping your ear, going like this, trying to G him up and everything. It's not right, and there should be repercussions. Two wrongs don't make a right. I think the fans were wrong in the first place for targeting him and for ironically cheering him off. But as an individual, as an adult, as Arsenal captain, you need to be able to cop that criticism, and you can't spit the dummy like that. Like, it's. I understand where he's coming from. I feel sorry for him in a way, but as a club captain, he should never be captain ever again. He does not display any leadership qualities whatsoever. And I think it's come in a good way. I think he maybe needs a break. He was on his fourth yellow card, so if he had another yellow card, he would have been suspended. And he's just had his baby as well. So I think freezing him out of the team for a bit, stripping him of his captaincy, is probably the best option. One thing I do want to say though is Xhaka is a leader. He's got a strong character in the dressing room. He was voted by the players to become club captain. So if anyone is able to cop this criticism, it's him. That's why I was so surprised for him to react that way. It's just like he snapped and turned, and it was just overall, in summary, in terms of football, in terms of VAR, in terms of the Xhaka incident, it was just a bad day of football for Arsenal Football Club. And I've never seen anything like it before as a football fan. I keep rewatching it. I just can't believe what happened, the way he swore at the fans. You can't do that. No matter what they give you, you can't swear at the fans as a captain. Forget as a captain, you cannot swear at the fans as a football player. Maybe come out in the week, whatever, run off the pitch, support the thing, and come out and say, "Oh, why are you criticizing me?" All this sort of stuff. But you don't do it on the pitch in that manner for everyone to see. I think it's impossible to come back from in that regard. And yeah, Unai Emery's got a big decision. Apparently, from the fallout, as it's like a day later, some players went to his house to try and reconsolidate him. Try and get him to make an apology. He refused to make an apology. I think he's stubborn in a way that he won't make that apology. And yeah, Unai Emery has deflected it again and put it on the players to work out whether he should be stripped of club captaincy, which I think is wrong. I think Unai Emery was right to say he was wrong in his press conference after the game, but I think he was wrong to say it's not the right time to talk about to strip him of the captaincy when they asked him. I think that you need to make a decision then or there, yes or no, whether you want to do that. You can't just be deflecting all these questions, lying to the fans. I think it's wrong. So yeah, and apparently people are throwing coins at his car. Like, some of the criticism Xhaka's got, death threats to his family, to his wife, to his kids. I think it's starting to borderline the Mustafi way. But the way that we've stopped with Mustafi is that he's putting in these performances. He's doing well. He's sort of stopped on the social media. With Xhaka, he comes out and he puts himself on the line as an Arsenal captain. He criticises all these people. He comes out and rejects Evra when he said those things. He puts himself on the line, and then you react like a baby. It's just giving people more things to talk about. It's just not right. So I think he should be stripped of the club captaincy, and he should be sort of phased out of the team for the next few months until we start to forget about it. But it's a difficult situation to come back from. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. We go again. The club's bigger than the players, and we don't want to worry about this. We don't want to harp onto it too much. I think the dressing room's split as well. I think that's wrong. I think a lot of players are backing him in. Lucas Torreira was crying when he saw that. I don't know if you've seen the photos. then again, Lacazette's liking these Xhaka out things. So the dressing room split, and that's the only way to resolve that is to get rid of the spark, or the one that's creating all this havoc, and that's Xhaka or Emery. So one of them needs to go. I'm more inclined to lean towards Xhaka. I think for the time being, I think Emery still has some time to try and get these performances. And I don't want to forget about the football. I don't want fans fighting. I don't want Arsenal to become that club again where everyone's watching Arsenal fan TV. We're a laughing joke, which we're starting to become, and it's starting to slide downhill. So yeah, I think it's best for Xhaka to move on, whether that's immediately or in the future, in January or in the summer. So all in all, we go again. We've got Liverpool in the Carabao Cup end of this month. So I think on Thursday, Friday morning in Australia time, and I'll be doing a preview for that. And we move on. We don't harp on about it. We don't stress about it. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.